Welcome to our channel. Company needs 10 workers, but only 5 show up. That's HR supply and demand in real life. What's up, everyone? If you've ever wondered why some companies seem to be hiring like crazy or why your workload suddenly feels totally insane, then you're in the right place. This video is going to break down human resource supply and demand in the simplest, funniest, and most practical way you've ever seen. By the end, you'll not only understand this core concept for your exams, but you'll also have real-world HR knowledge. Let's make this topic easy marks and get you that HR wisdom. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is HR supply and demand? Think of it like this. HR demand is simply how many employees a company needs to get the job done. HR supply, on the other hand, is how many people are actually available to fill those jobs. To put it in Gen Z terms, demand is all the jobs that need to be done, and supply is all the humans available to do them. Simple, right? It's this constant balancing act between what the company needs and who is out there. Now let's dive deeper into human resource demand. What is it really? It's all about forecasting the company's future workforce needs. HR professionals are constantly asking questions like, how many workers will we need in the next quarter or the next year? And just as importantly, what specific skills will those workers need to have? It's not just about headcount. It's about having the right capabilities. Several factors can make this demand go up or down. First, business growth. If the company is expanding and launching new products or entering new markets, it's obviously going to need more people. Think of a startup that just got a huge funding round. They are going on a hiring spree. Second, technology changes. When a company adopts new software or automation, it might need fewer people for some tasks but more people with new tech skills for others. Imagine a factory bringing in robots. They might need fewer assembly line workers but more robot maintenance technicians. Third, market conditions. A booming economy often means more business and higher demand for employees. But during a recession, companies might tighten their belts, leading to hiring freezes and a lower demand for new staff. And finally, workload and productivity. If the current team is consistently overworked and deadlines are being missed, that's a clear signal to HR that demand is outpacing the current workforce. You've probably seen this happen. A huge new project drops and suddenly management is in a panic, shouting, "We need more people and we need them now." That's HR demand in action. Alright, so we know what a company needs. Now let's talk about where they find the people. This is human resource supply. It's all about the availability of employees who have the skills to fill the open positions. Where do these people come from? HR supply can be broken down into two main categories. First, there's internal supply. These are the people already working inside the company. HR can look to its current employees for promotions to fill senior roles or for internal transfers to move people between departments where they're needed most. This is great because these employees already know the company culture and don't need as much onboarding. Then there's the external supply. This is everyone outside the company, the entire job market. This includes fresh graduates from universities, experienced professionals looking for a new challenge, people who find jobs through job portals like LinkedIn or Indeed, and even candidates sourced through recruitment agencies. The ultimate goal for HR is to find the right people with the right skills and get them in the right roles at exactly the right time. It's a strategic puzzle they're constantly solving. Now for the really interesting part. What happens when these two forces, supply and demand, don't match up? This creates a gap, and it's HR's job to manage it. Let's look at the first scenario. Demand is greater than supply. This means the company needs more people than it can find. This leads to a staff shortage. You'll see teams working a ton of overtime, managers feeling stressed, and maybe even a drop in quality or customer service because everyone is stretched too thin. What does HR do? They kick their recruitment efforts into high gear, maybe offer better salaries or benefits to attract talent. They might also invest in training programs to upskill their current employees to fill the gaps, or they could look at outsourcing some of the work to freelancers or other companies. On the flip side, what if supply is greater than demand? This means the company has more employees than it actually needs. This can happen if a big project ends, the company loses a major client, or technology makes certain roles redundant. It's a tricky situation. To solve this, HR might look at redeployment, which means moving employees from overstaffed departments to areas where they are needed. In more difficult cases, this could lead to layoffs or offering early retirement packages to reduce the size of the workforce. The key job for HR is to constantly monitor and balance this equation to keep the organization healthy. So, how do companies predict the future without a crystal ball? They use HR forecasting methods. This is a mix of art and science. One common technique is trend analysis. HR looks at historical data like hiring and turnover rates from the past few years to predict future needs. If the company has grown by 10% each year for the last 3 years, it's reasonable to forecast a similar need for the next year. Another method is workload analysis. This involves studying how much work needs to be done and how many employee hours it takes to do it. If a call center knows it takes an agent 3 minutes to handle one customer call, they can calculate exactly how many agents they need based on the expected call volume. And of course, there's good old manager judgment. HR will talk to department heads and leaders across the company to get their input on future needs. These managers are on the front lines and often have the best sense of upcoming projects and team requirements. It's basically about using data, experience, and a bit of intuition to make the best possible guess about the future. So, to wrap it all up, understanding human resource supply and demand is crucial for any successful organization. It helps companies avoid crippling staff shortages, control their labor costs so they don't overspend, and ultimately improve the productivity and well-being of their entire team. Always remember the HR success formula, getting the right number of people with the right skills into the right roles at the right time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this cleared things up for you. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and let me know in the comments what topic you want me to break down next. See you in the next video.